Good morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? 'Cause I'm sure as hell ain't. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning for Sunday, the 6th of October, 2024. Well, I haven't been trying to keep track of the rest of the political crap because I know it's out there, not to mention everybody else is going to be doing their own thing. And what I've been doing as a college student, and yes, I still am in college, trying to get this work going. And I guess I gotta jump ahead on some of it. I had to, but sometimes I feel like I'm failing, and I haven't looked at my grades yet because they'll give me so much either fire in the belly or it's going to be making me throw up like crazy on this one. It's pure online. This is pure online. Now, is there a difference between pure online and everything else I'm going through? No, I guess so. Usually, when I go to college classes, I go in and not talk about the grades just yet. I wouldn't have to see the grades online and get an idea of how the class is going to be going, whether or not I'm going to be staying there or not. I mean, that would be the general play I would do. I'm trying not to make myself feel sick to my stomach because everything else is driving me sick to my stomach. So I struggle. I continue. But I figured if I'm going to screw this one up, I'll go back one more time if I'm allowed and repeat the course, maybe with a different professor this time. That way, I don't get to screw around with the same professor and say, well, I'm here to take the course because you screwed me over. No. The thing is, in college course, uh, I know some students probably would think that the professors have it in, but not really. Not really, because it's up to the student whether or not their understanding on the professor's wavelength, which is probably up there anyway, depending on which particular class and things you're going through. Give me a second. Yeah. Anyway, I had this one course of philosophy. I thought it was beginning, but it wasn't. It was critical thinking and philosophy, which was a major bummer anyway. Hardly anybody could figure on this professor's wavelength. At the end of the course, I tried not to skip any class, but even though I did fail, I didn't repeat the course. I didn't. I didn't want to deal with the professor, but he knew I was struggling with this stuff. I kept trying to ask him, "How is this applicable in everyday life? How is this material applicable in how things are going?" I mean, I can understand critical thinking in literature, and you tear literature apart to see what the author was really trying to say. If he was trying to say one point, or are you seeing it at a different point? And that's the thing we always have to look at, isn't it? But in philosophy, it was a different thing altogether. I'm dealing in this course with history. I'm dealing with women in history. I'm dealing with women I haven't even heard of. And I still got a quiz on this particular one. I got to move forward again with another course that's going to be getting me down further in the timeline, getting closer and closer to my current age. And now I got to look at people's names that I haven't even seen or maybe barely remembered if I actually caught them in time. And this is not like some of the courses I mostly took where it would take me weeks to research, come up with an adequate solution about 3 to 5 pages worth of discussion. I'm seeing some of the formats. I'm like, I have to do this way. I have to do this in this format here. It may look sucky, but put this into a regular format I can deal with, and I can. I'm seeing everyone else just go with their formats, and I'm thinking, okay, that's gonna drive me crazy. Part two is here, solid. Part one here, solid. And I'm thinking, no, I'm not doing it that way. I mean, they probably want it that way, but me, uh-uh. And every damn course I've taken, I've got to find my niche on this one again. And my writing style sucks. My writing course sucks. Standard essay format when it comes down for MLA is this. Title page, okay, fine. Or title line on there. Then you have the beginning paragraph that's supposed to set the tone of everything else. Then the fun part is trying to build up the argument. You want to build up your case. How many pages are you dealing with normally? 3 to 5 pages? And then you have the works cited page down below. And each section is supposed to come up with an argument or something to work with. It's supposed to be building up to something down below. Or maybe you're just having one little argument and a separate argument and a separate argument and a separate thing. Until finally you get the conclusion paragraph, and maybe your own personal observations, and we're excited. But with the discussion I've got, I may sound like I'm blasé about it. I may sound like I am blasé about it. I'm trying to sound it back to myself being blasé about it. I can't be. No, I can't give myself that out. I'm not going to give myself that out. I'm going to have to go back into it. And the problem is I can't go back and do the essay, so once I submitted it, that's it. I mean, if there was any kind of corrections, yeah, but I've been playing catch-up at this point over here, and I got to keep busting it every single day on this one. Despite the fact this is political season, everything's going up and, we got tragedy, deaths, and things happen, but I'm supposed to focus on a college course. Some people may call it crazy, but I have to focus on my college course. Because to me it's supposed to mean something. It's supposed to be something. So I have to focus what I've got. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how it is. That's how this situation goes. So you're a college student, you go in there and do the damn work. Otherwise you're going to get lousy grades or no grades, and that's really going to be bumming you out, and that's going to be affecting your GPA. I know. And even if I can go back and redo the class all over again, it's going to be another stumble in there. Okay, so it's another stumble, and I got to get in there and do it again. I'm not laughing about it. I'm not trying to say, well, ha 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 ha, I can do this thing. I mean, I'm just making up some kind of mumbling, rumbling noise coming out of my mouth regarding this thing. Because, come on, to me, it's serious enough anyway. Some other students probably get migraines if are really super students, and they want to get every grade right because they want to graduate to the next level of the collegiate ladder. Me, I'm just stuck on one. I don't know. Could I do the next collegiate ladder? I've been doing this about 10 years on a community college level, taking 2 courses at a time. Maybe I should have been killing myself over the damn thing, but I didn't want to kill myself over the damn thing. So if I'm stuck at the one, I'm stuck at the one. What's wrong with that? Because other people want to get the bachelor's and the master's. Don't you want to get a bachelor's and master's? You got an associate. Yeah, and I'm almost going to be turning 60. It was a major malfunction. If I was a kid, that's a different story altogether. If I was a 20-something-year-old, that's another thing altogether. Bike, cloth, shoe, thread. Sending all the damn paperwork to the other colleges saying, well, take me because I'm fabulous, because I can write a fabulous paper, and I can do this fabulous thing for the college. Ha, I'm a fabulous kind of person. Yeah, right, sure. Not this asshole. Now, if I ever get in there, into the higher levels, I'll be like, what the fuck am I doing here? I'm competing with kids in diapers. Well, then again, I'm an adult in diapers, so what the hell does that mean? I mean, seriously, the older you get, if you don't take care of your body, you're back in diapers. They call them incontinence supplies. Much like a baby wears a diaper to capture the stuff coming out of it, and he's still got to get himself cleaned off by whoever's taking care of the kid. An adult's got to do the same damn thing because he's got to have a kid taking care of him, clean himself off, or he's got to do it himself. That's me. So I got a package or two of diapers to wear when I can get them on, and then deal with a few days wearing of that stuff and replace again. You really didn't think about wearing incontinental supplies when you're a kid. When you turn into an adult and the foods that you eat, oh yeah, they're needed. Or at least in the middle of the night when you're not in control of your bladder, one way or another. It's embarrassing as hell. Life that you live as an adult. But this adult going through college, I hadn't taken any PE courses. I didn't want to take any PE courses. I wanted to take the academia, get on with it, and just get through the damn shit. And if I have to repeat a couple of courses just to do it, I'll do it. I've got no shame in it. There's no shame in repeating the courses. You screw it up and you want to take it over again to fix it, fine, fix it. There's nothing wrong for me doing that. And I can't keep tearing myself apart saying, oh, well, que sera, sera. Like, I'm sorry, sometimes I I do get a little possessive over this stuff, and I do kick myself in the ass over it. I'll feel bad about it, then go back to the next course to see if I can repeat the damn thing one more time. Just get into it. Come at it with a different attack. And then if I can get it going that way, then I'm doing okay. I can't keep I can't keep punishing myself. Okay, fine, one way didn't work, you work on another way. And then after that, we'll see what happens. Been at it for almost a decade. Time flies when you're shoving stuff in your noggin there and trying to pour some of it out in quizzes and in exams. They want to see how much knowledge you got left. Well, I don't know how much my age of brain is going to be able to deal with it. If I was a lot younger, like a 20-year-old, I could absorb it more. And the problem is, you have to be willing to do that, to force yourself in that kind of situation. Unfortunately, I'm not a 20-year-old. I'm coming up on a 60-year-old. And that's a milestone right there for me still living and surviving and not having a conniption fit or anything else like that. They see this old fart coming in there. Well, 10 years ago, I was a 50-year-old fart coming into an area where there was 20-something-year-old students looking at a professor who's about my age, doing the same age dirt. Now I'm coming back into classes. I'm seeing professors maybe 10 years younger than I am, or maybe around the same age. And I'm seeing an old fart trying to get on through college. What am I doing? Well, marking time, trying to enjoy life one way or another. Did I enjoy life as a bookworm? Yeah, actually I did. I did. There was nothing wrong with pulling out a book out of your pocket and driving people crazy that you'd be reading right in front of them. Especially if you're maybe on a bus or something like that and it's going to be a long trip. Might as well have something to read or puzzle. Something to keep the mind going. And when I got into college a decade ago, it was something for me going through the classes, English courses, history courses. Math course. I postponed. And there was sociology, and I talked about philosophy. Health course to talk about and get through that thing. Psychology, that was fun. All those students I know had already moved on in life. One guy wanted to stay back and get 2 courses out of it. Actually, get 2 degrees before he moved on. So he wanted to do about 4 or 5 years of that thing. And now he's gone. Moved on. The hardest thing about when you're an adult and you're making acquaintances with these kids, you don't know if you're going to see them again on the campus or not. It's one thing when you see the professors getting older and older, getting to a point of retirement, and they're looking at me saying, "What the hell are you doing here still?" I'm having fun. Huh? Kids would go for the physical experiences. I'm going for the mental challenge. I'm trying to see if I can push myself harder and harder on this stuff. And if for one I actually do get a graduation on this damn thing. But the only thing in my life that I've been trying to do is pursue is a college degree. Even if it's the lowest rung, I don't care. Made a promise to my family, but also made a promise to me. A long time ago, I screwed that up. I screwed it up. Got out of high school. Ma wanted me to go to college. She was pushing it down my throat. I may have thought I could try doing college, but in actuality, I was scared shitless of it. But I was also thinking it's also another year of school. Do I want to get the chance to kick around and no, I don't get a chance to kick around. I don't get a chance to do anything like that. You work your ass off or not. And speaking of work, you got to work your ass off to support the damn thing. So which means you got to save money. You got to save money. You got to bust your ass in jobs. Still pay rent, but scrape every damn dime you got and put it into a college course. And by the time you're ready, fall comes up, you're getting in there among other people. I mean, this was crazy a long time ago. Compared to the digital age, we can do on our smartphones, pads, or computers. I mean, we can log in anywhere and anytime. Sometimes we had to go back to the campus, but most of the time we're just doing things online. But back then, back in the 80s, time before, I mean, they actually had the computers to log in and everything else, but for a student, we didn't do the logins. No, we did paper. We did paper. Okay. Pretend this is a college course. Nice thick paper. You've got this is a ballot, but this to me would have been a physical representation, a manifestation of schedule of classes, explanation of the college, your manuals that you would get. Probably be a lot thicker than that. And then you would get these strips of paper that you would have to look on a damn board. I mean, in a student center, they actually made it into a registration area. You're lining, you're snaking, you're looking at these things. You get your pieces of paper, you get your pencils, and you're scratching out things and you're filling numbers out. And then once you think you got it, register over here. Okay, now you have to go over here, you have to go over here, you have to go over here. When you're a new person going into the campus, oh my God. If your grades weren't enough, you would have to go through remedial. I went through remedial. Because my grades weren't enough when I came out of the public education system. I didn't push myself because what the hell was I doing here to go? Okay, I gotta keep going to school, keep going to school. Yes. Blow it off, blow it off, blow it off. My GPAs weren't that high, but barely just enough to get out of the damn high school. My mother was disappointed I wasn't all that damn intelligent at the time anyway. It wasn't the intelligence, it was willingness. It was willingness trying to get this shit going on in my life. If I gotta get out of high school, I'd skate, right? No. My mother had other ideas. I'd go to college because it would be continuing, and I'm going to get a degree in something. She wanted one of her kids to go to college and complete it. David wasn't going to. Everything had to be pushed on my shoulders. I still felt like I was going back to public education, but it wasn't. And maybe there was a mad reason somewhere in there that I had to take a pre-college course or two, or a bit of a curriculum in high school. At least that would get me adjusted to what I was going to be facing in college. And in a way, it helped me out for that. I'm not going to deny that. College courses, the structures of it, everything. They called it school within the school when I was in public education. And I chose to go into it without, with my mother's objections on it. She didn't think it was structured enough for me to continue on a constant basis. I needed to go to school on a constant basis because that's how it is. You have to go to school on a constant basis, except for the weekends when you're supposed to study or play. We were supposed to study and then play. But college was way too lean, way too lax. You would have off times. But the thing is, concerning with the college courses, they'd have about an hour, hour and a half each course, or about an hour and 20 minutes each course. And they would cram a lot of information down your throat. Back then, I was actually allowed to carry a microphone, or actually not a microphone, but a cassette recorder, micro cassette, all the rage. And professors knew it. Professors allowed it, especially when you had the long notes and you're still scribbling like crazy and looking at the stuff that you just scribbled down. It's like, what the hell did I just write? You needed the lecture to understand what the hell the professor was talking about. Then you go over it. Then you're like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing here? It was in a world in itself a long time ago when I got into Pierce College. It was not like going from place to place like I did in the public education system. They want you to have this. They gave you choices when you got older into the grades. What do you need to take? What do you want to take? Well, I like to take this one. Okay, let's mark it down. Get your slot in there. Because eventually you're going to get slots. You're going to get maybe an occasional free period. Free period to students like, hey, relax, party. No, that made you someone else's problem. But if you happen to get a free period or a free day off at college, it's not a day off. That means you've got a report coming up and you got to bust your ass in the damn shit. You got to pour through the dusty old books. You got to bring out the damn typewriters and bust your ass in the damn keyboards. Waste a hell of a lot of paper, do a lot of copying. And then you got to then you got to do real life stuff. Take care of a family, bust your ass in a part-time job. Try doing that kind of bouncing back in the 80s. Fuck. It's the same thing here. We just added technology to make everything else more complicated. But now we've got other types of courses we can take online, which means you still know what you're going to be doing, and you got to plan yourself accordingly and perform accordingly. Learn that the hard way. And by the time December rolls around, I'll probably be screaming and yelling and yanking out my damn hair and saying, why didn't I do better a job at this? And sigh and then say, okay, let's try this one more time. Or he's saying, screw this stories and let's do something else. What the hell was I thinking of? Ah! And the only person I can yell at is myself because I'm the one that screwed up. See, that's the thing concerning about courses like these. I mean, when I was back in K through 12, I'd have my mother yell at me. If I'm not doing right, she's yelling at me. If I'm doing great, was I actually doing great? Graduated. Now, guess what? You're going back to college. Or you're going to work. You're in a real life. You're in a real world. Or maybe you do both. college didn't work. Take college courses part-time and then work your ass off the rest of the time and see how that works. If you're working full-time and going to school part-time, it's madness. School, you're already locked into a schedule, but if you're working in different jobs that actually has a schedule bouncing from one place to another place, you got to drop your courses. You got to do the job. Otherwise, if you think you're self-sufficient and you've got enough money coming in from other sources, drop the job, right? No, you don't do that. Not my book. No, you bust your ass in the job, entry level, and you keep kicking your ass on your own. I did. 30 fucking years, more than that. Kicking my ass on that damn shit. I struggled. Different retail jobs, office jobs. I didn't have the college course necessary. I didn't have the degrees to get my pay level up there. And besides, if you had a college course, you're also open season for middle management positions, which means, oh, you can schedule yourself here. Maybe you can handle other people's responsibility here. Maybe you can oversee people. No, I don't. It's bad enough I'm trying to oversee myself right now, and I got problems at home as it is. Now I need to bring that shit. No, I'm not a boss. Never wanted to be in the first place. So I'll do what I gotta do. I stayed away from all that shit growing up, and also in the working world. Staying away from being a supervisor. I didn't want the job. I didn't want the responsibility. You know, it's fantasy one thing, but reality is a different story altogether. Especially when you have responsibilities that pop up here that are more of a thing right now. For me, it's caregiving. Caregiving for a little dog, or maybe caregiving for somebody else down the road. Mama, I'm right here. What are you doing up? What are you doing up, sunshine? Huh? What are you doing up? Go lay down. She was wondering where the hell I was. Anyway, that's what my name for this morning. I still got to keep going forward without seeing the damn grades because I don't want to see how far I've screwed up on. I just want to keep plugging through this damn thing because if I can, go through the work, maybe, just maybe, I might just be able to pass this damn thing. And if I am, it'll be a miracle from God. It'll be a miracle from God. So, this is the mutterings of a old fart student, I should call this one.